This season. Let's start at home where they've been terrific. In fact, the Braves have the best home record of any team in the National League. They also have the most come-from-behind wins of any team in all of baseball. But as always, it's their pitching that's been the hallmark of this franchise, and it's again led by another Braves ace. Tim Hudson has come back from elbow surgery and has been one of the most dominating pitchers in the National League and is arguably putting together his greatest season in the majors. So Atlanta looks to its stopper tonight as they face off against the Washington Nationals live from Turner Field in Atlanta. From beautiful Turner Field in Atlanta, it's time for Braves baseball. Tonight, it's Game 2 of our 3-game series featuring the Washington Nationals and the first-place Atlanta Braves. All season long, Braves baseball on Sports South is presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors, the right stuff, and the low price. And a pleasant good evening, everybody. Chip and Joe back with you at the ballpark, where it's been a very busy and exciting day in the general manager's office. Frank Wren pulled off another big trade for the Braves tonight.
Very exciting day for the Braves team, for the fans, for us. Something wonderful to talk about, and that is that Derek Lee is now an Atlanta Brave. This guy has a batting title to his credit. He's been a great run producer, and while he got off to a slow start for the Cubs, he has really turned it on in the second half and has been, by and large in his career, a terrific second half player. He's also a 3-time Gold Glove winner, and that, from that standpoint, a guy who has been a first baseman all his career. He will help the ball club defensively over there with his excellent glove work. Troy Gloss is going to the disabled list, and Troy has said that, I'm going to take a few days off to rest my weary knees, and one knee in particular that even last night was obvious when he hit the double. It was really gimpy going into second base. He'll take a few days off, then he's going to go to Gwinnett and start taking some ground balls at third base. And I think that's a great sign.
And if Troy Gloss can get healthy, that's another right-handed bat in the middle of this Braves attack. And it's an attack that we've all known for a while, and certainly with Chipper Jones going down, needed some bolstering. And Frank Wren talked about the rationale behind the acquisition of Derek Lee today.
We felt like with the loss of Chipper that we really needed to improve the middle of our lineup. We needed to have, one big guy to sit in the middle of that lineup to give Bobby the ability to build off of when he created a lineup each night. And Derek Lee was the best guy out there available.
Well, and that was just a great pickup for the Atlanta Braves. And you know that Derek Lee turned down an opportunity to go to the Anaheim Angels earlier, right before the trading deadline. He approved this deal today, and with the Braves in first place, it's easy to understand why.
And Derek will join the Braves when we go to
Chicago
to play the Cubs at beautiful Wrigley Field. So an exciting night before the game, hopefully an exciting game as well. Tim Hudson in Cy Young consideration. He's red hot. We'll talk about that right after this.
Like summer, it's here, but not forever. The Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event. Don't wait to enjoy legendary Lexus quality at equally legendary prices. Lease the 2010 RX 350 for $469 a month for 36 months, with $29.39 due at signing. See your Lexus dealer.
See you, buddy. Pardon me. These vets must be here for the parade.
Would you look at that? Hey, and to have a designer's name all over your luggage. What is that?
Excuse me, sir. Whose name is on your duffel bag?
My name, Connor Bryant.
Now that's deserving a piece of the High Life. Miller High Life is saluting vets of Iraq and Afghanistan. Now for every bottle cap return, 10 cents will be donated to help give vets a piece of the High Life.
Why have another boring double cheeseburger when you can have an unbelievable burger? New Unbelievable Burgers from Checkers. You gotta taste them to believe them. Our bacon cheddar crisp with a mouthful of bacon in every bite. Mushroom Swiss burger smothered in savory mushroom sauce. New A1 crispy onion burger with a one-of-a-kind taste. Pick one of 3 Unbeliever Burgers for just $1. Or hurry in and make it a combo. Just $3. Only at Checkers.
We are packed stadiums. We are dedication, pride.
Florida Gators.
LSU, Vanderbilt Commodores.
We are the Kentucky Wildcats.
Alabama.
South Carolina Gamecocks.
We are Georgia, Arkansas, the Ole Miss Rebels. We are Tennessee Volunteers, Mississippi State Bulldogs. We are Auburn, War Eagles.
We are the SEC.
We are Blackmore. We are South.
It's a clash in Chi-Town as the Braves continue their playoff push against the Cubs. Fox Saturday Baseball presented by Sprint. This week, 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific.
SEC Gridiron Live returns September 1st at 10 Eastern on Fox Sports South.
We are Blackmore. We are Sports South.
Another nice baseball night in Atlanta. Braves and Nationals coming up, game 2 of our series. As you know, the Braves having a very good homestand. They've won 4 of the first 5 games of this stretch of games at Turner Field, and overwhelming starting pitching, Joe, one reason why, and Tim Hudson certainly personifies that.
He's looking for his 15th win tonight, Chip, and he's won 5 in a row with a 0.49 ERA. What that computes to is 2 earned runs allowed in his last 36 2/3 innings. He has just dominated this Washington Nationals team, going 10-1 in his career. Hopefully more of the same tonight.
And his opponent is Livan Hernandez, another guy who's pitched very good baseball for the Washington club. But as you know, the Braves are sizzling at home. The Braves this year 43-16 at Turner Field. They'll try to make it 44 and counting when we come back for first pitch.
You gave them their nicknames and their more interesting scars. You've seen their greatest triumphs and their walks of shame. They're your crew. And Budweiser wants to reward you just for being friends. Introducing Band of Buds, a 25-city search to find the best group of friends in America. Does your crew have what it takes? Find out now at bandofbuds.com.
Welcome to the world of Leveza, where nature meets science. If you have high cholesterol, high blood pressure, or diabetes, you may also have very high triglycerides, too much fat in the blood. It's a serious medical condition. Leveza, along with diet, effectively lowers very high triglycerides in adults, but has not been shown to prevent heart attacks or strokes. Leveza starts with omega-3 fish oil that's then purified and concentrated. It's the only omega-3 medication that's FDA approved. You can't get it at a health food store.
Leveza isn't right for everyone. Tell your doctor if you're allergic to fish, have other medical conditions, and about any medications you're taking, especially those that may increase risk of bleeding. Blood tests are needed before and during treatment. In some, LDL or bad cholesterol may increase. Possible side effects include burping, infection, flu-like symptoms, upset stomach, and change in sense of taste.
Ask your doctor about Leveza.
In Atlanta, and tonight only, you can buy a pair of prorated 2010 season tickets. They're only $6 a seat, and it'll guarantee you the right to purchase postseason tickets, and you'll get a ball signed by Javi Lopez, Sid Bream, or Steve Avery. Call 404-577-9100 now. Braves ticket sales reps are standing by. Braves finally able to even the season series with the Nationals at 5-5 with their drubbing of them last night. Keep an eye on Ryan Zimmerman. Their slugging third baseman has been very hot the last 16 games. Adam Dunn and Pudge Rodriguez also in the middle of this very potent Washington batting order.
And Tim Hudson out there for his 25th start of the year. Beat the Dodgers his last time out with 8 innings, a 3-hit shutout ball, and did the same thing the start before that. His last 2 starts, he's gone 8 innings each time. He's given up 3 hits and 1 walk and no runs. And at home this year, very dominating, going 9-3 with a 181, as you saw. Left-handers hitting .234 for the year. Right-handers 194. Keys to the game for him. 4 keys to the pitching success tonight. Ground ball dominance, which has been so much the focus of his success lately. And Dunn Pudge. If there's 2 guys in this lineup that can give him some trouble, it's Dunn and Pudge. Keep an eye on them.
89 degrees. Our game time temperature. And Roger Bernardina leads things off and quickly down to strikes. A very, very exciting and busy news day here in Braves country. And a soft fly ball into shallow center, and Keel makes a late break. And Bernardina is the first out. Frank Wren will be joining us in the 2nd inning tonight to talk about the acquisition of Derek Lee. And Chipper Jones is at the ballpark, and he will join us in the 3rd and the 4th innings. So hope you'll stick around tonight as the Braves and Nats meet in Game 2 of the series. Shortstop Ian Desmond. You can almost put this guy in that Dunn Pudge list. Dunn Pudge Des.
Yeah.
He's hurt the Braves this year.
Yeah. He hasn't done as much damage to Tim Hudson as those other guys, but he has to everybody else on the staff. That'll take a little starch out of him. Right off the instep. Yep.
Ow. Man. Nine homers, 49 knocked in for Desmond. And he is out by a couple of steps. There's that first very important ground ball for Tim Hudson tonight.
He set down 19 of the last 21 he faced for the Dodgers. Had a similar running 2 starts ago. Finished up the game real strong against the Giants when he beat them 3-0.
What a remarkable run for Hudson. 14-5, 4th in the league in wins, 2nd in ERA, 4th in opponent's batting average against. And 20 quality starts out of the 23 he's made so far. In the air to center. And Hudson has an 8-pitch first inning. 3 up, 3 down. Braves bats go to work against Livan Hernandez.
A future Hall of Famer, no matter which side of the plate you choose. A hometown kid who's become a 4-time All-Star. A legend of the game with his historic final season. And a rookie who's taking it all in, just like everyone else. These are more than just names. They're a part of a lifelong conversation between fathers and sons, old friends and new. From Atlanta to Augusta, Chattanooga to Charleston. When the South roars with every swing, you know you're in Braves country.
Welcome to the show!
This summer belongs to the Braves.
What a play!
And there's nothing that can slow them down. Sports South is on the air.
Unbelievable.
Online.
FoxSportsSouth.com.
And all over the most exciting team in baseball.
There's a buzz around the ball club I haven't felt here in the last 4 or 5 years.
Your Braves, any way you want them. Right here on Sports South.
The Braves are gonna win it!
This is our team.
We are packed stadiums. We are dedication, pride, rivalries.
We are Florida Gators. LSU, Vanderbilt Commodores.
We are the Kentucky Wildcats.
Alabama.
South Carolina Gamecocks.
We are Georgia. Arkansas.
The Ole Miss Rebels. We are Tennessee Volunteers. Mississippi State Bulldogs. We are Auburn War Eagles.
We are the SEC.
We are Blackmore. We are South.
Bottom of the first inning for Atlanta. Omar Infante will lead it off. 2 hits last night. He'll be followed by Jason Hayward and Martin Prado. Livan Hernandez on the mound for his 25th start of the year. 35 years old, 6'2", 245. No luck against the NL East. 2-3 record, but a 2.19 ERA. 1-1 this year against the Braves with an ERA a little over 3. And the first pitch to Omar is high. Ball 1. Got a little audio problem we're working through with Chip. We'll get him turned up here in a second. His 4 keys to success for Livan: rocking chair and backwards. The explanation there, it looks like he's sitting in a rocking chair when he pitches because he's just so free and easy. And he'll get behind in the count and throw you everything, including the kitchen sink, because he won't give you too many fastballs when he's behind.
Hi, buddy.
Hey, Chip, where did you go?
I don't know.
We got a game here.
I was just chattering away, and all of a sudden
nothing was coming out.
Well, you know that's not going to happen.
It's like we got it cleared up.
All right.
We'll stick Frank with that headset later.
Yeah. Or Chipper. That might be even more fun. 1-2 pitch to Omar is driven to right. Morse glides into the corner. Well, I thought he misjudged that for a second. And one man is retired. One change to the lineup tonight. You've got Hinsky in at first base for Troy Gloss, and he'll bat in front of Melky Cabrera, who has been outstanding since the All-Star break, hitting over 300 since the intermission. Gonzalez and Keelan Hudson 7th, 8th, and 9th. Mentioned last night the subtle tweaks that Terry Pendleton and Jason Hayward are working on in his approach at the plate. Jason 1 for 4 last night. Has hit a home run in his young career against Livan Hernandez. What's he trying to accomplish?
Trying not to jam himself by leaning over too much. Terry wants him to keep his head from drifting out over the plate and tying his hands up. If he's going to do any movement, then bend at the knees, and as Terry put it, sit down. Teams are really pitching him inside a lot these days, and the one thing he's trying to allow is for his hands to work, and if his upper body tilts over too much toward the plate, then his hands can't work. Livan has not been getting a lot of runs to work with and got shut out his last start against his old club, the Marlins. 6 1/3 innings. He gave up 3 runs, and the team lost 5-0.
Wow, how about that breaking ball?
It's a big, slow one. It's not exactly the soap bubble that Vincente Padilla was featuring, but it's pretty close. He'll drop in there at about 75 miles an hour, somewhere in that range, and you've really got to be patient. 67 on that pitch.
Well, how about the return for Martin Prado? 3 more hits for him. And he put a couple of points on his batting average. He's up to 318.
I said, "Are you sore today?" He said, "All over." Isn't that funny? Just been out of action a couple of weeks. And he's been working out and running, and he's still sore, baseball sore. I said, "Well, you couldn't tell it from your swing." And he said, "Oh, just lucky."
Yeah.
I said, "Well, I guess you proved that pitching down at Gwinnett's a whole lot tougher than it is up here."
2 balls and a strike. Prado 4th in the league in hitting. Alcido Polanco with the Phillies, Joey Votto of the Reds, Carlos Gonzalez, whom we'll see next week, is 3rd.
.65 on that breaking ball.
He's getting tired.
Yeah.
Another full count. Another chance in right for Morse. And another good running catch to retire the side. Hudson and Hernandez off to flying starts. No score after 1.
For years, food companies have been doing some pretty crazy things to make their food look good in ads.
None of it does a thing to make the pizza taste any better.
So starting now, Domino's is changing the way we photograph our pizza.
With pizza this good, you don't need all that nonsense. You just need sauce with a little zip, plenty of real cheese, and a garlic-seasoned crust.
In fact, we're so confident in our pizza, we want you to shoot our photos. Just order up 2 mediums and 2 toppings for $5.99 each and send us your shots.
Domino's, what you see is what you get.
It's a clash in Chi-Town as the Braves continue their playoff push against the Cubs. Fox Saturday Baseball presented by Sprint. This week, 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific.
Sundays are clutch.
Swing and a drive. Braves win it!
Sundays are heroics.
Whoa! Got this man.
Sundays are Braves. For Sunday Braves on Fox Sports South.
Oh, did he unload?
Presented by your Greater Atlanta Hyundai dealers. Make it a Hyundai Sunday. Every week on Fox Sports South. Go to NobodyBeatsHyundai.com to find a dealer near you. SEC Gridiron Live returns September 1st at 10 Eastern on Fox Sports South. The National Series continues tomorrow at 1 here on Sports South.
We head to the 2nd inning. Let's check out today's Geico quote of the game. It is the newest Brave, Derek Lee, talking about his chance to play for Bobby Cox.
You always hear how great it is to play for Bobby Cox, how he's such a great manager, and he gets the best out of his guys. You know, I don't know him that well. I haven't even really spoken to him that much, but you just always hear really positive things about Bobby. Obviously, his track record speaks for itself. They're one of the winningest organizations the last couple decades. So I'm excited to get a chance to play for him.
And Frank Wren, I'm sure you're excited to know that Derek Lee will be wearing a Braves uniform on Friday.
No, I think it's going to be tremendous for us. You know, once we lost Chipper, I think it was apparent over the course of the next 3 or 4 games, we were watching to kind of get a sense of what was the most important thing to add to our club. And as I think we got through the weekend and we had trouble scoring runs Friday and Saturday. And when I came in on Sunday morning, I was talking with Bobby, and just looking at it, I felt like we needed someone to anchor the middle of the lineup that he could build his lineup around. Without Chipper, we really didn't have that guy that profiled as a number 3 hitter that you could build your lineup around. And obviously it's gotten better getting Martin Prado back, but we still needed that one focal guy. And once we went through all the waiver processes and looked at who had cleared waivers, who were on non-contending teams and might be available, and contracts worked, all of those things, there was one guy in all of Major League Baseball that really fit what we were looking for, and that was Derek Lee.
How is it that, explain to me and to the fans that might not understand about clearing the waiver process, that nobody claimed him? Is that correct?
That's correct. He was not claimed, so they secured their waivers on him last week. And I think it was probably twofold. Number one, he had already balked at a trade to Anaheim, so I think clubs were probably thinking he would not accept a trade. And second, he had a rather large contract. So if you claimed him, there was a chance that the Cubs could have let him go, and you would have been responsible for that contract. So I think those were the two things that were most likely. And the other thing, most of the contenders were not looking for first baseman. If you look at most contenders, they all have legitimate first basemen. So as we were also working through our processes of who would be the best fit for us, I know there was a lot of talk about second and third. When we looked for that guy to anchor the middle of the lineup, we had to focus more at first.
And he also brings a gold glove to first base too, and that's certainly not anything secondary when it comes to this club.
No, he's a tremendous player, tremendous person. When Derek broke in '98, I was the assistant GM with the Marlins when Derek played his first year there, and he's just a tremendous guy. He's perfect for our club. But the other thing, I'd be remiss if I didn't say, Troy Glaus put us in the position where we are. His performance in April and May and June put us in the lead and carried us for a long time. And I told Troy today, I said, we're grateful for what you've done, and we just want to get your legs healthy and get you in a position where you can help us in September.
He's going to go down to Gwinnett, rehab the knee, and he's going to play third base. Whose idea was that? Was that his, an organizational thing, some combination?
It was a combination, and as we talked it through further today, Troy said, I understand Derek Lee's going to get the bulk of the playing time at first base, so I need to show you guys that I can play third. He said, I feel very comfortable that I can, but I told him, I said, our concerns are getting your legs healthy first. And he jammed his knee 2 nights ago, and it really was the worst it's been last night, and so this will give him a chance. We talked about getting his legs back under him for the next week, and then the Gwinnett club's home from the 23rd to the 30th, and he'll go down and play some third base and see how it all works out. But both Bobby and I were open to that suggestion, and hopefully it works well.
You know what I think that does? I think that's a great thing from a, call it a motivational thing, but for Troy, if he not resign, but he knows Derek's going to play a lot, this gives him a little something to work toward and be able to contribute in another way to the ball club too if Bobby does need him at third base.
Well, I think there's no doubt that he enjoys playing here. He wants to play here. He wants to contribute. I mean, this guy, there's no one feels worse about the way it's gone here lately than he does, and we're all hopeful that it will work.
Adam Kennedy's the hitter for the Nationals with Pudge Rodriguez at first and one man out. Obviously, the acquisition of Derek Lee, just one of two big stories that surround the Braves ball club today. The other is Chris Medlin. He had the Tommy John surgery, we understand, today. What's the word on that?
Well, he when they did the surgery, they got in there, they found out that he indeed needed it. And so surgery went very well, and he's going to be back on track. Most of those guys come back in the 12 to 13 month time frame, and so we're looking forward to having him back sometime in that last couple months of next year.
Well, he's got some great examples to look at, certainly, and one of them's on the mound tonight. He can take heart in that.
Exactly, and it's interesting that this is almost the 2-year anniversary from when Timmy had his, and so he's bounced back very well.
No balls, 2 strikes to Adam Kennedy. How about the kid Mike Minor last night?
Well, he showed a lot of composure, and that's tough. It's obviously a lot of butterflies making your first major league start as he did in Houston, and I thought he threw the ball very well that night. But then to come back home and have all your hometown folks in the stands and wanting to do well for the hometown fans, I thought it was really a great performance, and it gave us a good lift because you can see that he has a real good idea what he wants to do out there, and he's able to execute it. That's the difference. There's a lot of kids have a good idea, but being able to make pitches and execute it's a whole different story, and he's shown us in 2 major league starts he can do that.
Very even keeled too. Doesn't seem to be rattled by any of his surroundings right now. Tell us briefly, if you can, about the 3 guys who are going to the Cubs, the 3 pitchers.
Robinson Lopez was kind of the highest profile guy in that deal. He's pitching for us in Rome. He's a young Dominican with a very good arm. We think a lot of. And then the other two guys, Jeff Lorick is a college left-handed pitcher that had started coming around in the second half. And the other young guy, Tyrell Harris, was a relief pitcher in Mississippi that also has a good arm. But Robinson Lopez was the top profile player.
Congratulations. Well done.
Thanks, guys.
Nice work, Frank. No score.
We start with a ripe tomato.
Like this one.
Then we hand chop it.
It's the perfect addition to Applewood smoked bacon, aged blue cheese, and grilled chicken.
Naturally.
Wendy's BLT Cobb salad.
One of 4 fresh new salads.
You know when it's real.
If you won't let me in, you can't really love me. I know about Gail.
I don't know what you're talking about.
If you just tell me what happened.
35th and Archer. Next up, Hamilton.
Now you can watch hit TV shows on your iPhone when you get AT&T UVerse TV. AT&T. Rethink possible.
It's time for a general knowledge quiz. You know what training for trial starts? Summer. You know what that means? Better be ready. You know what these are? Hyper dunks. You know what else they are? Light. You know what that makes you? Quicker. You know what they help you do? Win. You know what winning gets you? Props. You know who likes props? Girls. You know who else like props? Coaches. You know what coaches choose? Teams. You know who can do this? Me. And if you listen up, you.
What would you do for a Klondike Neapolitan bar? That's right, we said Neapolitan.
What would you do for a Klondike bar?
Tomorrow, the time has come to separate the strong from the weak in the NL East. Braves, Nationals. It's the series finale tomorrow at 1. The hunt for postseason baseball is on Sports South.
That's the best seat in the house. As we move to the bottom of the second inning, tonight only you can buy a pair of prorated 2010 season tickets. They're $6 each, and it'll guarantee you a chance of buying postseason tickets. And you'll get a ball signed by Javi Lopez, Sid Bream, or Steve Avery. 404-577-9100 is the number to call. Brian McCann, Eric Hinsky, and Melky Cabrera coming up for the first time tonight. Kennedy from the outfield grass. 1 out.
If you're looking at Braves hitters who have had a little success against Livan Hernandez, Brian McCann is one. Eric Hinsky just a skosh under 250, but he's hit a home run off of him in his career. One guy that's not is Alex Gonzalez. We'll tell you more about that when Alex comes up.
Yeah, it's one of those numbers you almost hate to mention.
But maybe tonight he gets it turned around.
.258 for Eric, 9 homers and 43 runs batted in. He had an RBI pinch hit single last night. Braves 10 runs, 12 hits. Maybe most importantly, played an errorless game. They needed one of those.
You know, the things that Frank said about Troy Gloss and Troy's reaction to all this speaks well of him, and how, you know, a guy who, he's a veteran player and professional, but you know, he's part of this ball club and part of its success, a large part of it. And everybody likes to be on a winner. Everybody wants to play on a winner, and you can understand why he still wants to remain a part of this in whatever capacity, and is willing to go to Gwinnett once his knees feel better to see if he can play a little third base if they need him to. Very admirable.
Popped up. And Kennedy puts the squeeze on that. And 2 are out. Well, one thing about this club has been, and we talked about this last night, there are a lot of interchangeable parts that you have. And if Troy can go down and play third base, then he could play first or third. You've got Hinsky, who can play 2 spots, maybe 3. Infante can play everywhere. Prado can play everywhere. You could see a lineup that might have Gloss at third, Derek Lee at first, and Omar in the outfield if you needed to. I mean, that's, I would think, a delight for the manager to contemplate those possibilities.
Yeah, Brian McCann will be the next guy. He'll be wanting to go
second
play
base.
second base. But we won't be saying the little second sacker.
No. But you have to applaud the job that Frank's done. I mean, you get a player of the caliber of Derek Lee this time of year, that's almost unheard of, really. But he was able to pass through waivers. And all the stars lined up. And he'll join us in Chicago.
No, I like the way he described it, though, as he'd cleared waivers and everybody just pretty much assumed that, you know, Derek Lee had already turned down one deal, one trade. He would probably not accept anyone else's claim. So the Braves are very fortunate to get that deal done.
Now, Derek has had a little bit of a back issue the last couple of days. Slight bulging disc in his back, but that's not expected to be a problem. As Melky smacks another one to right. This one Morse can't get. Cabrera around second will put on the brakes. There's the first hit of the day. He continues to rake.
Really turned on this ball, got his hands inside the baseball, got the barrel to it. Now, talking about that back issue with Derek Lee, after we went to break, Frank said he and the team doctors were all satisfied after looking at the MRI that it was not something that would prevent him from playing on an everyday basis if the Braves needed him to.
Now, Frank said it only hurts him when he runs. If he hits it out at Wrigley, he can jog.
All right, Alex, time to get these numbers turned around. 4 for 43 against Levon in his career. And you know Levon knows it too.
Little pop. Dunn gives chase,
Wow.
and he makes the catch. Wow, Adam Dunn puts the squeeze on that, and that will retire the side. We have no score, and we will have a special guest. The Buck Commander is in the booth. Chipper Jones will be with us in a moment. Hey, happy birthday as we head to inning number 3. 2 Chips, 1 Joe. As we welcome Chipper Jones upstairs at the ballpark.
They call me Salsa.
2 chips and a salsa.
Salsa Simone.
I like it. I like it.
How you feeling, man?
I feel great, man. Obviously, would feel a ton better being down there on the field, but I'll tell you what. 4 days out of surgery, I'm off crutches. I'm moving around. I've got a lot of muscle tone in my leg already, so couldn't be happier with the way things are going.
I was shocked when you walked into the booth. I didn't see the crutches. That was amazing.
Well, I guess modern medicine has come a long way in the last 16 years because I was still in the hospital first time around.
Really?
So very fortunate.
Mike Morse, the hitter, with 2 strikes in the Washington 3rd inning.
Big news today. Your reaction to the Derek Lee acquisition?
Wow. He's been a guy that I've wanted on this club for a long time. He's a tremendous ball player, tremendous character guy. Can't say enough about Troy as well. You know, it's got to be tough for him. It says a lot that he would, you know, take a week off, go to AAA, play a little bit of third base, just help the team any way he can, and it says a lot about him and his dedication to this club. But Derek's going to be an invaluable asset to this ball club, both defensively and like I was downstairs listening to Frank, and he's right. You got to have that one guy in the middle of the lineup that you can build around, that people have to account for and fear, and Derek Lee certainly does that.
Now, you've played against Derek Lee for all these years in the National League, but you're one of the few guys on this Braves club that's actually played with him in the WBC.
Right. Yeah, he's a pleasure to play with. He was certainly, one guy. Whenever you play the Cubs, you point to and you don't want to let beat you. That's nice having another weapon like that in your lineup. But just an awesome guy. I mean, there's nothing, well-rounded, well-grounded, and I look forward to him getting here and helping us achieve our goal of winning National League East.
I'm only sorry that you're not going to be there to throw some balls across first base to him and be in the same lineup with him. But if you were healthy, maybe this deal doesn't go down. Another aspect of what he brings to the table, though, is some postseason experience and a World Championship ring.
And that, again, is something that you can't put a price tag on. He's got the experience. What you look for are players that when the going gets tough, when it's crunch time and the game is, it's crunch time during the game, you want those guys whose their pulse doesn't waver. They stay calm and just play the game. And having a guy with as much experience as Derek, I know for a fact his pulse stays as even keeled as anybody's.
No balls, 2 strikes to Livan Hernandez. Pretty good hitting pitcher. Nationals a couple of hits to start the inning against Hudson. And Livan punts it foul and is struck out. That'll help.
That's a big out. Huge out.
Yeah, they already have 3 hits, and that's all Tim's given up in each of his last 2 starts is 3 hits each.
Well, you know what? This is, I believe, the 3rd or 4th time that the Nationals have seen Timmy this year. So you have to believe that some of the guys on that club over there are going to make some adjustments. You can't expect them to go out and shut them down every single time, which you do expect Tim to do, no matter who he's facing or how he feels, is to give your ball club a chance to win. And it's getting big outs like he just got right there that help him do that.
Roger Bernardino, the hitter, fly to center, his first and only time up. Tim, a ground ball away from getting out of the 3rd inning. And how do you explain these numbers, Chipper? Look at what Tim Hudson has done against Washington. 10-1.
That's pretty good.
I mean, come on.
I bet the one was probably a 1-0 loss or 2-1 loss or something like that. That's ridiculous. I mean, that's dominating another team. That's almost like Oswalt's numbers against Cincinnati there for a while. But everybody's got their team that their eyes light up when they come to town, and obviously for Tim it's the Nationals.
One quick strike to Bernardino. You played here obviously during all the glory years when Tommy was doing his thing, when Smoltz was doing his thing. Where does Hudson's run these last 6-7 games rank for you? Is he in among that group of people? Greg Maddux too?
Yeah, I rank. I would certainly liken Tim to Greg Maddux. His repertoire more suits Doggy's repertoire than any of the other two. But his ability to be able to make the ball go both ways on each side of the plate. He can sink it and cut it on the inside corner, and he can sink it and cut it on the outside corner. And that was what Doggy. Obviously, Doggy had the devastating changeup. And Tim's got a split, but that's really the only place their repertoire differs.
He only has 1 unearned run allowed this year. 40 runs total, 39 earned. A lot of that has to go to the fact that it keeps you guys on your toes.
There's a reason for that. The guys who have a lot of unearned runs are the guys who consistently get behind in the count, who consistently walk hitters, and you know, have a bunch of long innings where, you know, the defense has a tendency to kind of fall asleep on you. Timmy doesn't do that. He stays ahead. He throws a lot of strikes. He gets a lot of ground balls. The infielders love playing behind him.
So he wanted that pitch and should have gotten it and didn't.
3 balls and a strike. Ground ball, that's through for a hit. Morse around third. Hayward loads up. His throw is not cut off. Throw down to second. Can Hinske get back and cover the bag? There is the tag. And the runner Harris has to hold at third.
First run Tim's allowed in 19 1/3 innings.
9-2-6 retires Bernardina, but he gives Washington an early lead.
Got the ground ball he wanted, just couldn't get him to hit it at anybody. 32nd RBI for Bernardina, and then Alex with a good job here. He just kept tagging him.
Well, that's okay. We got him right where we want him.
Ian Desmond hits. I like this kid for Washington.
I love this kid. I think
really?
I think he has got a world of talent. I know that people are a little down on him defensively. What I've seen of him offensively this year, he's been tremendous. He's absolutely killed us. I think he's you know, got some deceptive pop. He's going to hit you, you know, more homers than you think during the course of the season. I think he's hitting in a perfect spot tonight, you know, right in front of Zim and Dunner. I think if they just keep throwing him out there, let him kind of go through his growing pains, I think this kid could be an all-star one day, no doubt.
He's already hit 9 homers. A bunch of them have come against the Braves.
Yeah.
3 of them, in fact.
He likes he likes D-Lo.
Yeah, well, and the ball does jump off his bat.
I've seen him hit a couple balls that you know, off the bat you look at and you don't think they're gonna reach the seats, but he's got a little extra carry in his bat.
Laser Baker looked it up for us. Tim Hudson's only loss to Washington was back in 2006. Right here, he got beat 5-4 by Livan Hernandez.
Uh-oh. Maybe that's not such a good omen there.
Keep an eye on Willie Harris. He's about a third of the way down the line with everybody turning their back on him.
And you're right about Desmond and Derek.
4 for 6, 2 homers. Yeah, I mean,
Derek goes tomorrow. And now a full count with Zimmerman waiting on deck. Pretty nice view up here, huh?
Tell you what, it's cool. Yeah, it's cool to get a different perspective, you know, of how fast the game is, you know, and from up here, just a bird's eye view it's really different for me because I'm used to having rockets down there at third base, but you know, you really get to see, you know, Max setting up and how the defense adjusts and you know how quick this game is once the ball is put in play.
Something young players don't understand until they get here.
No. And it takes a while.
Play.
It takes a while to make that adjustment too. I always said, you know, when you first get called up, the game is so fast, you know, and it really takes you half a season or so to kind of to get adjusted to that, and then the game slows down and you go through your peak years, and then you get old and third base gets farther away from first base, and the
he starts going out.
Pitcher's mound gets, you know, shorter distance to home plate. I mean, it's like the whole thing. Everybody throws 100 now, so it's you know, it's the game's speeding back up again.
The older you get, the more you hope that, as a third baseman, that all the dugouts are on the third base side. Short hop
I
out
have
there.
a nice little walk on the road from third base dugout to third base. It's so nice. I just remember having that long run from our dugout out to left field. I hope I never have to do that again.
Dave hopes you don't too.
1 ball, no strikes.
My less than stellar career as a left fielder.
All right. Well, speaking of accidents, how's your rehab going? What are you doing?
I'm just basically trying to get range of motion back, trying to get some muscle tone in my quad and my thigh, obviously my calf. All those muscles surrounding the knee are very important to rehab and getting strength back. You know, it took me 4 or 5 days to get to 90 degrees range of motion with my knee 16 years ago, and I'm over 100 now, so able to get it flat, and biggest thing is just to be able to walk around. I mean, crutches really stink, and I wanted to get rid of those as quickly as possible, but I'm extremely happy with where I am, 4 days out of surgery.
Well, ever since you showed up, things haven't gone so well.
Yeah, I'm going to leave now. It's been nice. But
2-0 as Zimmerman hits his 69th RBI.
Yeah, he just got that ball up and not enough in.
Yeah, it was just when Desmond walked, no matter how much guys hurt you during the course of the season, you'd much rather work to a young player like him than take your chances with Zimmerman.
Yeah.
And it came back to bite Tim in that case.
You surprised they didn't trade Dunn at the deadline?
A little bit. I think if knowing Dunner the way I do, I know he didn't want to go, and I think he made it known that he was adamant about not wanting to go. I think he realizes what a good situation he's in Washington with there's certainly a team that's on the rise with Strasburg on the hill, another young kid, Jordan Zimmerman, coming off Tommy John surgery they'll have back next year. They're going to have a 1-2 punch that's unbelievable here in the years to come. They got some good young everyday players, Zimmerman and Desmond out there on the left side of the infield. I think Dunner really wants Washington to be his home, and I think that he has kind of won over the brass in the last couple of weeks, especially with how hot he's been, and he's great in the clubhouse. I mean, he's that class clown, that you need in the. He's kind of our David Ross, just that guy that keeps the clubhouse mood light, keeps everybody in stitches, and everybody pulls for him.
Yeah, and 31 homers doesn't exactly make your teammates not like you either.
Yeah, I think
it's tough to replace if you decide not to bring it back.
It's the way he hits 30 homers too, or 40. I mean, he hits moonshots.
Tim's ahead of him, a ball and 2 strikes. And just missed again, 2-2.
Well, that one looked like it was definitely inside, but the pitch to Bernardino that was I think it was a 2-1 count that he wanted and didn't get. That was the pitch of the inning.
There you go.
Nasty slider retires Dunn. Second strikeout for Hudson. But the Nationals strike first and lead 2-0.
Iron Live returns September 1st at 10 Eastern on Fox Sports South.
Joe Chip and Chip with you from Turner Field. Let's look at our Blimpie game summary. Nationals have struck first. And Rick Ankiel will lead it off against a guy you know pretty well, Livan Hernandez.
The most comfortable 0 for 4 in baseball.
Really?
Yeah, he's. I mean, you look up there on the radar gun, and he doesn't light it up. But I'm gonna tell you what, this guy knows how to set pitchers up. He knows how to execute pitches and change speeds, and he doesn't throw anything over the middle of the plate. And you can say what you want to about guys who light up the scoreboard, with 95s and 98s and 100s, but he shows that you can be just as effective throwing 86.
He threw a 65 curveball a while ago.
I've seen it many times, and I usually wave at it kind of like Hayward did first time around, but you know, he and I have had so many chess matches. He's gone through periods where he's thrown me a ton of changeups and curveballs and whatnot. Right now, he's coming right at me. He's just like, I don't know what to throw you anymore. You know, I'm just gonna throw you my best sinking fastball on the outside corner and let you hit it at somebody, and usually I do.
Well, you've got good numbers. 357 career average, 25 for 86.
Bernardina in center.
86 at bats. That's got to be one of the most.
No, that's wrong. 70 at bats. 86 plate appearances.
Only one homer though.
Well, yeah, one homer, 12 walks, and only 5 strikeouts in 86 appearances too.
Yeah.
So you've seen the old guy. You've also seen their kid, Strasburg.
Yeah.
What's it like?
He is a. I've tried to describe him to people. He's a Kerry Wood, Justin Verlander hybrid. Obviously has the 98 mile an hour fastball. Can get up there to 100. He's got the Kerry Wood snap on the curveball, short. Kind of comes out of his hand going one direction, gets about halfway to you, stops, and just disappears. Really tough pitch to hit, and he's got the Verlander changeup. I've never seen a repertoire with the command at such a young age as with Strasburg. Usually, you know, the other guys, you know, get into predictable counts. You know what's coming. With him, he could throw you any pitch at any time. You know, there's no falling into patterns with him, and a lot of that has to do with having pudge. You know, it helps to have a Hall of Famer behind the plate catching you and guiding you every step you take.
Well, Omar continues his hot hitting, and he just has been amazing all year long. But what I'm happy about here because of that is it gets Jason to the plate. And Terry Pendleton told me yesterday one of the things he's trying to get Jason to do is not lean in with his head and upper body quite so much, that if he's going to move, go down.
Right.
Talk about that a little bit and what you see and what you would like to see him do to give himself a chance to turn on the ball a little better.
Well, first of all, I think Jason needs to be a hair more aggressive at the plate. I think he's gotten to the point where that's a ball, by the way.
Yes, it was.
He's gotten to the point where guys are just killing him inside, and he's already off the plate. He should work. He should go up there thinking outer third and spit on everything in for a while, because they're playing a shift on him right now, and anything middle of the plate away, that's what he takes. Anything middle in, he should be spitting on right now, until he gets back comfortable. And I just think that injury really worked on him with his thumb, and I think it's taken away from his aggressiveness. You know, the stuff that they're doing mechanically, I can't really speak to, because different things work for different hitters, and what TP thinks might help Jason, I don't necessarily maybe see eye to eye with, but it doesn't mean that it won't work for Jason. I just think that TP is trying to give him something to keep him from moving forward, and I think whenever you move forward in the box, you're making a 90 mile an hour fastball, 94, 95. Right. You're going to get jammed. Then you get into a position where you're behind the fastball and ahead of the breaking ball. That was a good approach right there. It gets by the pitcher, it's a base hit.
But no such luck as Livan Hernandez takes a 2-0 lead into the fourth inning.
Among guys, Budweiser has become a kind of currency. Helping a friend move gets you a six-pack. Up 3 flights? That's more. Dog sitting for the weekend? Well, that depends on the dog. Riding in the middle seat has its own benefits. The last wing is worth 1. The celery's worthless. Flying blind into a double date for your buddy earns you a case. Though, on occasion, you may owe him. So pay up with the beer that starts with full flavor and ends with a crisp, clean finish. It's what we do. Budweiser.
Fastest mobile broadband network, AT&T. Rethink possible.
Here's a little test in something we like to call Toyotanomics. What's the common denominator of 31, 16, and the number 1? The Toyotanomics event. 31 days of amazing deals on 16 different Toyota models from the #1 selling brand in America. The Toyotanomics event. It's all our best thinking under one roof. Now, get 1.9% APR financing for 60 months with no payments for 90 days on a new 2010 Toyota Tundra. And get complimentary maintenance, too.
It's 2-0 after 3 innings here in Atlanta. And Chipper, you're a great baseball historian, we know. Let's see how you fare on our AT&T U-verse trivia question tonight. Adam Dunn's tied for first in the league with 31 homers. Can you name the last Washington player to lead the league in homers?
This is just a guy. I know one. I think I know one guy who's ever played for the Washington Senators. And that was Frank Howard.
You got it. I bet it is. I bet it is him. That's what I was going to say.
And I only say that because he was my hitting instructor right after I got drafted. So
was he?
Hondo was a piece of work, man.
Isn't he a beauty?
Love that man to death.
Frank Howard was so big and intimidating and imposing, but he always had so much enthusiasm for the game and would help people. But if you're walking up around the cage during batting practice and Frank's hitting ground balls, if you got anywhere near him, he'd stop and say, "Watch yourself. This is a work area." Really? Yeah.
I always liked his approach to hitting, and it's something I took to heart early on. He came up to me one time and he asked me what my approach was, and I said, "Hondo, I'm a fastball hitter." He goes, "Man, that's what I like to hear." He goes, "I always ask people what's he got? Has he got a little curveball, a little changeup?" He said, "Wait on the heater and hit it off his forehead." That was his approach. I'll never forget in the old RFK Stadium in dead center field in the upper deck, that painted seat up there. I mean, that had to be 550 feet.
It was impossible. I heard some stories from some teammates in the Dodger organization. Reggie Smith broke in with the Red Sox, and he swore he saw Frank Howard hit a ball one day at Fenway Park down the third baseline that Dalton Jones dove for, the third baseman, toward the line and didn't catch it, and it hit the green monster on the fly.
Wow. A shot kind of like that one. Pudge smoked that ball, but he's out. Good play by Omar at second. And I think he got the answer right. Let's check out the answer to our AT&T U-verse trivia question. The question was, again, Adam Dunn leads the league in homers. The last Washington player to do that was...
all right.
He's batting 1,000. Not surprising.
1 for 1. Nice.
Brought you up here for something.
Only guy in Washington Senators history that I know. I'll tell you what, Dunner's going to have to go. Got Pujols right there with him. Should be a good race down to the end.
You know, Albert Pujols is 3 homers away from 400 already.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, it's
those of us in the 400 club know that.
Yeah, but I mean, it seems like yesterday he broke in, for crying out loud.
Well, you go 10 years in a row with 30, 40 plus. It's not going to take you long. He's an amazing hitter.
Will he be a free agent at the end of this year or next?
He's the best right-handed hitter I've ever seen.
I think it's after next year.
I think
He's
it is
got
too.
one more. They had to pay Holiday all that money. And that's the big concern in St. Louis. Will the Cardinals be able to pony up and pay Albert?
I think they will. I think they'll find a way. They might have to suffer in some other areas of their ball club, but I mean, how can you let him go?
1 ball, 2 strikes to Adam Kennedy. We've talked all year long, Chipper, about the amazing character of this ball club. Some folks say it reminds them a bit of the '91 club. Is there a team that you've played on that this team reminds you, or is it just
no?
It's its own.
This team's got its own identity. It's been just a pleasure to play with these guys, and you know, I've said it 100 times that you know, some guys go on the field and play ball. We got ball players, and I mean that in every complimentary sense of the word. I mean, you just got guys that are selfless, that play the game hard, that know how to play the game, that are versatile, can play numerous positions. You know, you got your class clowns, which make it enjoyable to show up at the park at 1:30, 2 o'clock in the afternoon and spend your entire day there. Obviously playing for Bobby and this being his last year adds a little extra motivation for everybody. And winning is contagious as well. You know, everybody comes to the park, and you know, it's a different feel in that, you know, back in the 90s when I came to the park, we expected to win every time we took the field. And in the last 4 or 5 years, we hoped to win every day when we came to the field. And now, you know, this year it's back to, you know, we expect every time we take the field this year, we expect to win.
And if it's not you one day, it's Brian McCann or Brooks Conrad. I mean, I looked it up today. You have 13 different regular players with a game-winning RBI this year.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
That is truly amazing. But you see a lot of successful teams that have evenly dispersed offense throughout, not just 8 guys, but 11, 12, 13 guys. And you know, you can win just as easily as relying on that guy in the middle of the lineup who's going to hit 40 homers and drive in 130, 140. Granted, having those guys in the middle is nice, but I like a more rounded ball club 1 through 9 that's going to go out and make pitchers work, hit 280, 290, 300, you know, and keep your offense evenly dispersed like that.
Not to mention the fact that every night this year you come to the ballpark knowing you've got a chance to win, because the chances are real good you're going to get a good effort from one of your starting pitchers.
The starters have been the key. You know, I mean, we probably could have won a couple years with some better starters over the last 4 or 5, but you know, our guys this year have gone out and consistently given up 0, 1, 2 runs. And that's the reason why the Atlanta Braves are 21 games over 500.
And there's some, Chipper, that are saying, and I agree with them, you've got to start talking about Tim Hudson as far as the Cy Young Award's concerned. That's the Academy Sports and Outdoor Leaderboard. Where does Tim rank among those other 5 guys on the screen?
Wow, I think, you know, obviously I think you got to put Wainwright up there at the top. I think Huddy, you know, playing on a first-place ball club, has got to be second, you know, and then kind of a toss-up between Halladay and Josh Johnson. I think those 2 guys are, you know, if I had to go into a Game 7, I would have a hard time choosing between those 4. You know, I mean, you talk about guys that are just bulldogs, that are innings eaters, go out, want to complete every game, and are efficient in doing so. And, you know, it's nice to have those guys in your rotation that are going to give your bullpen some time off from time to time.
There were people last year that thought that either Wainwright or Chris Carpenter should have won the Cy Young Award, but those 2 guys kind of split votes off of one team, and what allowed Tim Lincecum to kind of slide in there, even though he had fewer wins than any Cy Young Award winner in history.
I agree with that assessment wholeheartedly. I think Adam's going to get his just due this year. I really do. I think the numbers he's putting up at home, really anchoring that staff and becoming the ace of that staff. Many innings as he's going to log, and I know we play them in a 4-game series here coming up, so we'll probably get an up close and personal look at him.
Yeah, Adam lost today, his first home loss of the year on August the 18th.
That's pretty impressive.
That's amazing. You didn't even talk about Ubaldo Jimenez on that screen. 17-3, and we all know what he did to the Braves earlier this year. I mean, he's having an unbelievable year for the Rockies.
You know, he's kind of that enigma. You know, I mean, you can't explain how a guy can throw that hard and have that much movement, and unless you stand up there 60 feet away from him and experience it, you really can't explain it. You know, I mean, it's really incredible. He's been for the first 2-3 months of the season, he was, I think, the landslide winner of the Cy Young Award.
Well, Chipper, it's great to see you, man.
Glad you're feeling good.
Thanks for having me,
Buck
guys.
Commander.
I'm gonna get out of here so we can score some runs.
Buck Commander, right?
Buck Commander.
The energy boost for your feet. With ZigTech, I get more trained, less pain.
We are packed stadiums.
We are
Dedication.
pride, rivalries.
We are Florida Gators.
LSU, Vanderbilt Commodore.
We are the Kentucky Wildcats.
Alabama.
South Carolina Gamecocks. We are Georgia, Arkansas, the Ole Miss Rebels.
We are Tennessee Volunteers. Mississippi State Bulldogs.
We are Auburn, War Eagles. We are the SEC.
We are Blackmore. We are South.
It's a clash in Chi-Town as the Braves continue their playoff push against the Cubs. Fox Saturday Baseball presented by Sprint. This week, 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific.
Tim Hudson's racked up a couple of double plays, and that's kept the lead just 2 runs for the Washington Nationals. And as the Braves head to the 4th, we'll remind you that all season long, Braves baseball on Sports South is presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors, the right stuff and the low price. Let's see if the second time through is a little better for the Braves, who have a couple of hits against Livan Hernandez. Chipper looks good, doesn't he?
Just ridiculous. I mean, to not even be on crutches, let alone be out of the hospital. Man, oh man. Dr. Royster, way to go.
I think for 1 tonight. I beg your
sorry,
pardon.
Chip. Livan's in better shape this year and last than we saw him for a couple of years there in San Francisco. And I'm not trying to be funny or anything. I mean, he's listed at 245.
That's well hit to left. Willie can't make the play and slams into the wall. Oh man, did Willie Harris sacrifice his body, and he is dazed. I'll lead off double.
Willie took the approach there that if you can't catch it, then just try to knock yourself out. My goodness, he hit that full tilt. Martin with another hard hit ball after 3 hits last night. Bang.
Wow. He says he's all right.
He's from Cairo, Georgia. You know he's all right. But that wall did kind of sneak up on him.
So Martin has his 31st double and a great chance for the Braves to cut into this lead. But I agree with you. Livan does look good, looks very good physically. And as we talked with Chipper about Adam Dunn not getting traded, I'm shocked that nobody, at least publicly, came after this guy.
He's pitched well all year long for them. Maybe he wasn't available. 2 complete games, 1 shutout. An excellent ERA of 3.08 for the year. He's 8-8. Last 6 starts, an excellent ERA, very low opponent's average, and he's just 2-3 because he's, again, not getting anything to work with.
Well, he's got 2 tonight and a 2-ball count to McCann.
To get Martin over, this is that situation we talk about so often. And he's being very patient here, trying to get something he can pull to the right side.
And the smart pitching of Hernandez, everything's away from Brian to make it tougher to pull the ball.
And like Chipper said, it's almost like it's not almost, it is every pitch has a purpose for Livan Hernandez and knows what he's doing.
Now they'll face Hinsky with 2 on and nobody out. Again tonight only, you can buy a pair of prorated season tickets, $6 a seat, and it'll guarantee a chance to buy postseason tickets if the Braves qualify this year. Call 404-577-9100. Get a Braves ball signed as well. Jackson Ryan from Tyrone, Georgia, is one of tonight's winners. He got a Steve Avery ball by buying one of those ticket packages.
Talked to Eric just briefly before the game, told him how comfortable he looked last night on that pinch hit he got into right field and what an easy approach he had to it. And the ball just jumped off his bat. He'd been going through some real trying times this month, and I think he'd been trying maybe overswinging a little bit, but not last night.
Yeah, before that hit, Eric was 3 for 35.
And again showing patience. Martin did the same thing when he got a pitch he could drive.
Yeah, contrasting styles with Hudson and Hernandez. They've been attacking early in the count. Now the Braves trying to wait Livan out.
Some of the Braves hitters were talking about that last night too, Chip, about Olsen and how first time and a half or so through the order, maybe they were a little over aggressive. I think it was Matt Diaz that said that, and then they had a little better approach and knocked him out in the 6th inning when he didn't retire a batter.
He's thrown 8 straight balls and he's loaded the bases. And now Pudge Rodriguez out to talk it over with a hot-hitting Melky Cabrera striding into the batter's box.
He only averages about 3 walks per 9 innings. Actually a little less than that. So to walk back-to-back hitters is very unusual for him without even a strike being thrown. Boy, Jimmy Rollins, he has caught fire for the Phillies, and he hit that off Matt Cain.
Is that Cain and Blanton tonight?
Yeah.
So the Phillies leading early. Braves trailing early tonight. Double play ball. It'll bring home a run. As McCann to third, but 2 outs. Prado scores to make it a 2-1 game. And after 8 straight balls, Melky swung at the first pitch.
Yeah, but he got a good pitch to hit. It wasn't a bad ball. He just couldn't elevate it. Take a look at it. It looked like he had a lot of the plate. Tailing away from him maybe a little bit, but not a bad pitch to go after.
So the Braves are on the board. Here's Alex. Looking for a big 2-out hit. Little flare, shallow right. And it drops. Morse and Kennedy can't make the play, and we're tied. Thank you very much.
Especially from Alex Gonzalez, who got fooled on another breaking ball from Levan. He'll take all the help he can get against this pitcher. Morse didn't run in hard. I wonder if he even saw it, Chip. He was not charging hard, just kind of watching Kennedy. And then it was, I got it, you take it. No, I never even saw it. You get it.
So Washington, which had all kinds of defensive problems last night, has a letdown in the fourth that allows the Braves to tie it at 2.
Very frustrating for the manager. When your team, you're trying to do things the right way, play the right way, and if that ball was lost in the twilight, frustrating when you think you're out of the inning.
Adam Dunn will retire and Keel, but the Braves get a couple of walks, a double, and a bloop hit, and they tie this game. We've completed 4.
High-flow exhaust delivers more power. Electric power steering delivers a precise way of using it. The powerful Acura TL.
For attractive summer lease rates on the 2010 Acura TL, visit your local dealer today.
I have a question about the shareholder meeting.
Sure, just send me an email.
But you're sitting right next to me.
Well, just because we're on an airplane doesn't mean we change the way we do business. Just send me an email.
Okay.
Oh. Another email from that suck-up Brian about the shareholders meeting. What's this? Delete.
Wi-Fi and an affordable business class on every AirTran flight.
At Wendy's, we say the salad doesn't fall far from the tree.
With sweet cranberries and blue cheese crumbles, you've got the apple pecan chicken salad.
One of 4 fresh new salads from Wendy's.
You know when it's real.
Wow, that guy's really staring over here. Must have sold him some carpeting or something.
Mike, check out his bacon neck.
Bacon? Sir, lean forward and show Michael Jordan your collar.
Oh, see how it's all curled up like bacon in a pan? See how bad this dude looks? What's that?
Thank you.
Okay.
Not us though, buddy. I lay flats. We're like twins.
No, we're not.
Yeah, we are.
No, we're not.
The lay flat collar. Lays flat, won't bacon. Only from Hanes.
The 360-watt stereo delivers exhilaration. The race-developed suspension does exactly the same thing. The 2010 Acura TSX.
For attractive summer lease rates on the 2010 Acura TSX, visit your local dealer today.
The Atlanta Braves on Sports South are brought to you in part by your local Ford dealers, by AT&T, by Blimpie, and by Geico. Well, partner, you know who leaves the booth, and look what happens.
Yeah, get Chipper out here and we get some runs on the board. He was the first to acknowledge that, too.
Levan Hernandez is the first out. Hudson's back in the ball game, tied 2-2. as we enjoy a money and energy saving bright idea from Georgia Power. Set your thermostat to 78 degrees Fahrenheit in the summer. Go to georgiapower.com for more energy saving tips. Georgia Power is a Southern company.
I got to tell you, we've been doing that and it's warm, but you can do it and it'll be all right. Dogs might be panting a little bit, but it's okay at 78.
Leadoff man Roger Bernardina, the hitter.
The thing is to go outside, like work in the yard or something, then you come in and go, wow, it feels nice in here.
It feels real good,
yeah.
doesn't it? Nationals like this guy, Bernardina. We saw him earlier in the year playing right field, and he had a good run going for them out there.
And run is a good part of his arsenal. Got good speed.
And he'll try to show off those legs. Hudson had to hurry and made a beautiful play. Tim's read the scouting report. 2 down.
Tim's a good athlete. That's right, I said it. He's a pitcher and he's a good athlete. Can help himself in a lot of different ways. You know, he can swing the bat, and he shows you here how he can feel his position.
Ian Desmond has walked and grounded out. And he looks at a quick strike. He just busted in on Desmond's hands. And Hudson works a 1-2-3 inning after the Braves gave him 2 runs to tie this game up.
See this? Nobody else has what this paint's got, and that's a #1 rating. It's a paint and primer in one, so it goes on bold and looks even better. It means getting more done in half the time, and it means the shade you see on that swatch ends up on that wall and is as durable as it is colorful. You know where to find it. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Try it for yourself. Get your own 8-ounce sample of the #1 rated Behr paint. Now just $2.94.
Proud to stand on our own. Proud to be homegrown. A familiar face and a name you know. Come on. We know you, we know your needs. We know what being a neighbor means. And got a reputation to uphold. Can you hear it? Fueling the American spirit. No matter when, no matter where, Marathon will take you there.
Introducing AT&T U-verse Mobile. Now you can schedule recordings, download and watch hit TV shows on your mobile phone, so you can explore the world while strolling the block. With U-verse Mobile, you can take the U-verse experience with you. Upgrade to U-verse U300 and get the U-verse Mobile app free. U-verse Mobile and U-verse TV is TV like you have never seen before, only from AT&T. AT&T, rethink possible.
Game tied 2-2 now. Braves coming up in the bottom half of this 5th inning. And Derek Lowe will take the ball in the series wrap-up for the Braves. Another daytime outing for Derek Lowe.
He's been hydrating all day. He's been getting ready. It'll be a hot one tomorrow. Day games this season, he's already made 9 starts in day games, 6-2. Good results. And he's pitched brilliantly his last 3 starts and only 1 win to show for it, a little bit like Tommy Hanson.
Tim Hudson, first pitch swinging, has a leadoff hit. Well, I'm planning on hydrating tonight as well.
Well, good. I'll help you. Tim snaps out of a little offer. He was getting a little concerned about not having a hit lately, but put a good swing on that one. He's got his 7th hit of the season.
And when he stands next to Adam Dunn, he looks like he's in 4th grade.
Last night when I got to the ballpark yesterday evening, and I was going down toward the dugout, down the tunnel, the ramp that goes from the clubhouse to the dugout. Tim Hudson was running back the other way, and he didn't have his hat on. And naturally, when Tim doesn't have his hat on and he's got a beard working, I mean, it stands out. I said, "What is this?" He goes, "Oh, just a little something different." Well, you know what? There are some comparisons to this look. How about this? Tommy Hansen. Tim Hudson. Looks like there might be a little red in that beard of Tim Hudson's too.
He might tell you there's a little too much gray.
Could be.
He's got a little beard action working. And another hit for him, batting in the leadoff spot. He's 1 for 2. 2-2 game.
I don't know if there's a name for that neatly trimmed beard. I think Melky's got one too, but when they've got their helmet on, like from the side on Omar, it's like a chin strap.
Gretchen Caney, our fine statistician, speaks fluent Spanish. I'm sure she'll be able to tell us. Driven foul, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Trying to go the other way though. Good try by Omar. That was a full beard.
Barba? That's it? Gretchen, Barba? That means beard?
Okay.
Now we know. Okay. Slowly hit towards second. They'll have to hurry. Desmond got him by a quarter step.
Nice feed from Kennedy too. That ball had a little spin on it, hit it right off the end of the bat, but watch him just scoop the ball chest high to make it easy for Desmond to get it over there. And as it turned out, a good call down there by Jerry Davis.
So the Braves have hit to a couple of double plays tonight, and Jason Hayward will bat with the bases clear. One thing I really enjoy about working with you is your ability to break down hitters and talk about their approaches at the plate. It's really interesting to sit and talk and listen to Chipper talk about hitting too, and the things that he notices.
Well, Chipper's I mean, he has a photographic memory when it comes to pitches and pitchers and how they work him, but he has such a unique ability to see other guys and maybe observe weaknesses or adjustments they could make that may not follow the norm.
Kennedy again at second, and Livan Hernandez allows a leadoff hit and nothing else as we move through the end of our 5th inning tonight.
A future Hall of Famer, no matter which side of the plate you choose. A hometown kid who's become a 4-time All-Star. A legend of the game with his historic final season. And a rookie who's taking it all in, just like everyone else. These are more than just names. They're a part of a lifelong conversation between fathers and sons, old friends and new. From Atlanta to Augusta, Chattanooga to Charleston. When the South roars with every swing, you know you're in Braves country.
Hi everybody, I'm Jay Glazer. Join me on my training camp party. Come party with me on the road. Follow me as I travel coast to coast on my annual tour of NFL camps as teams prepare for the upcoming 2010 season. Joining me along the trip will be some of the league's premier players and NFL head coaches.
Check out FoxSportsSouth.com for all the latest from Falcons camp and exclusive commentary from Jay Glazer.
It's my party and you're invited.
The Dream are dominating the East, continuing to shred opponents. Now's the chance to witness history. Be there as they make their push for the playoffs and put Atlanta on the map.
Looking, getting to the rim and laying it in. Takes it up and off.
Believe in your Atlanta Dream all season long on Fox Sports South and Sports South. Tickets are available now. Go to atlantadream.net.
The Atlanta Braves on Sports South are brought to you in part by the Georgia Lottery, by Acura, and by the Home Depot. Another good ball game at Turner Field. 2-2 is our score. Braves and Nationals in game 2 of this 3-game set. Well, the pitching this entire month has been just great for the Braves ball club. Tim Hudson tonight, a couple of runs, just 7 hits allowed to the Washington club, a team that he's beaten 10 times in his career.
10-1 with a 1.49 ERA.
Ryan Zimmerman, Adam Dunn, and Pudge Rodriguez are coming up. This is the heart of the Nationals batting order, so hopefully Tim will have his A stuff before the heart of the Braves order comes up in the bottom half of this inning.
This guy's got tremendous power and tough out, but to me he's at his best when he's hitting the ball to center and to right field. Great power to straightaway center field, as we've seen.
Is he a 40 home run guy at some point?
Oh, I think so. And their ballpark is very fair down the lines. It's a big yard from gap to gap, but I think in that ballpark, yes.
He hit 33 last season, the most he's ever hit in the big leagues, and knocked in 100 runs for the second time in his career. He's at 24-69 with a month and a half to play in 2010, and only 25 years old.
Yeah, I'll be very surprised if he doesn't get to 30. Like just a get over slider, might have been a cutter. Good pitch, 3-1.
Jammed him. Jason on the run, cannot get there. That ball drops in front, and Zimmerman leads off with a blue pit to right here in the Nationals' 6th.
Did you see where that pitch was? I mean, it was right on his hands, up and in. Had to be strong to fight it off. Still got a little bit of the barrel on it.
So Adam Dunn, the hitter. Adam 0 for 2 tonight. And 0 for 6 in the series. The Braves have struck Adam out 4 times in those 6 at-bats. And that's the rub with Dunn. You're going to get tons of production, long home runs, but he is going to strike out a lot. He's at 149 in 430 at-bats. Slowly hit. The tag, the throw, double play, and beautifully done by Alex Gonzalez. That's one thing Dunn almost never does, and that's hit into a double play.
Well, Dunn did. And he might say this was a dud. But the third double play turned by the Braves tonight, and Alex never gets to make this play. See, he's always over on the right side, the left side of the diamond, and with the shift on, he got to come in, cut off the base runner, make the toss. Well done. Done. Glad that's done.
Here's Pudge. And he'll tap to the right side of the mound. And Tim Hudson gives up a leadoff hit and then takes care of business. Part of the Braves order coming up. 2-2 game.
Okay, fans, you make the call. Now through Saturday at H.H. Gregg, take 20% off.
We've got all the TVs from Sony to Samsung for the big games.
20% off.
And a huge selection of appliances.
20% off. After further review, save big. Now through Saturday, take 20% off at H.H. Gregg. Now that's roughing the prices. H.H. Gregg, price and advice guaranteed.
You know, maybe it's time we do a little window shopping.
Are you
Introducing the new Coors Light Cold Activation Window. Now you can see your beer is cold before you buy it.
Oh, that's cold.
You bet they're cold. Look at that.
Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
No one looks at trucks the way GMC engineers do. That's why this year is engineered with variable valve timing, active fuel management, and a 6-speed hydromatic transmission. It's the only truck that delivers over 300 horsepower and best-in-class fuel economy. When you never compromise, you have nothing to hide. At the GMC Summer Event, get the best of the remaining 2010s and get 0% APR for 72 months, or choose $5,000 cash back on most Sierras.
Welcome back to the Coors Light 6th inning. Time now for the Coors Light Freeze Cam in the cool train. They call him the Big Donkey. And Adam Dunn made a nice play over the railing on this pop-up from Alex Gonzalez earlier tonight. The Big Donkey got over there to make that play. That's Coors Light Freeze Cam, brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. Good game tonight. Two pitchers that have been pitching great baseball. And while Tim Hudson's given up 8 hits, which is unheard of lately, he's in a 2-2 battle with Livan Hernandez.
A little bit of a scare, though, as he made that final play to retire the Nationals in the top of the inning, though. We'll show you that in a second. As Prado, McCann, and Hinsky are scheduled to face Livan Hernandez.
Yeah, what it looked like to me was he knew he was going to be stepping against the slope of the mound. It's like a person who stepped off the curb and misjudged the curb somehow, and fortunately, or at least we hope, didn't hurt himself on that throw. But he did a little pirouette out there afterwards and wondered why his foot didn't hit the ground sooner.
Line drive right field. Another hit. On an 0-2 count, Prado has a 2-hit game and leads off with a solid single.
Well, whatever Martin knows, he needs to share with Alex, because he's now 9 for 16 against Livan Hernandez in his career, and 2 hard hit balls tonight. Of course, Alex would say, let me have a letter high fastball once in a while too. Martin, as good a high ball hitter as there is on the team.
Can you look to take Hernandez away as a right-hand hitter? Is that the right approach?
I think Martin's whole approach to him, and I think Omar's too, is to be patient, look for something middle away, and don't try to do too much with it. Just because he doesn't throw hard, and if you go up there thinking, well, I'm going to get something I can yank out of here, you're going to take, as Chipper said, that most comfortable 0 for 4 ever.
Well, they've pitched McCann away. Ryan's seen 5 straight balls almost in the right-hand batter's box in tonight's game. That one came in, and he hit it a mile to left center. Bernardino going back is under it and makes the play. Prado will tag, and he will be out. A double play.
Not a bad idea, but I think he might have misjudged Bernardino's arm. And even Roger wasn't in that good a position to make a throw when he first caught the ball. And it looks like his back leg got tagged. That's the old 93-foot slide there where the back foot caught the base. If the front foot gets in there, maybe he's safe.
Don't forget, too, he's got the bad hand. He didn't go in head first or hand first. So 2 outs, bases clear. Hinsky, and that's popped up. Desmond going out, and Ian calls everybody off, and that retires the side. Entertaining game tonight in Atlanta. Lots to talk about, and our score remains 2-2.
It started with 2 simple words, and now it's time to join in. Announcing the Claim Your Mazda Summer Sales Event. Enjoy the high resale value of Mazda 3 or Mazda 6, the driver's alternative to Camry and Accord. 0% APR financing for 60 months plus $500 APR cash and no monthly payments until November 2010 on the 2010 Mazda 3 and Mazda 6. So why compromise? Claim your Mazda. Offer ends August 31st.
It's a clash in Chi-Town as the Braves continue their playoff push against the Cubs. Fox Saturday Baseball presented by Sprint. This week, 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific.
We are packed stadiums. We are dedication, pride, rivalries.
We are Florida Gators,
LSU, Vanderbilt Commodores. We are the Kentucky Wildcats, Alabama, South Carolina Gamecocks. We are Georgia, Arkansas, the Ole Miss Rebels. We are Tennessee Volunteers, Mississippi State Bulldogs. We are Auburn, War Eagles. We are the SEC.
We are Black. We are South.
SEC Gridiron Live returns September 1st at 10 Eastern on Fox Sports South. The National Series continues tomorrow at 1 here on Sports South.
Top of the 7th inning, tied 2-2. Here's our Georgia Lottery hitting the jackpot. Chip mentioned the good pitching. It's really beyond that. It's amazing. This month, first in the major leagues in ERA. Starters are first. Opponents average against first. Down there at the bottom, at home, they have held opponents to 3 runs or less in the last 13 games. They're not 13-0. They're 10-3 in those games. But that's part of the reason why they've had such a good run here at Turner Field. They're 4-1 on this homestand, 43-16 for the year.
Adam Kennedy will go to work first, and he takes ball 1. Yeah, amazing. 13 games in a row.
Yeah, I think the last team to score more than 3 runs was San Diego back in like July 20th. Braves pitchers have also gone 80 innings now without allowing a homer.
I wasn't here for most of the glory run for the Braves. Did they ever have a streak like this that you can remember?
I'm going to say they probably did.
But yeah.
But the way they're playing at home, it's been a long time. In fact, I think it was 2005, the last year they were in the playoffs, where they had this type of home record and dominating at home. They've already won 2 more games at home than they won all last year. Actually 3 more. They were 40-41.
And had to finish with a flourish to do that. Remember, they played such great baseball after the break before finishing with, was it a 7-game losing streak to end the season?
Yeah, and that was, some of that was against Washington. It was after they just couldn't catch the Rockies and kind of saw the writing on the wall when they got eliminated.
Kennedy takes a walk. Boy, that was a close pitch. And it's the second walk issued by Hudson. Nationals have another leadoff man on in this game. That's 1, 2, 3 times tonight. Again, it's prorated season ticket night here in Atlanta. You can buy a pair of prorated season tickets for $6 a seat, and it guarantees you a chance to buy a postseason ticket. You'll get a ball signed by either Javi Lopez, Sid Bream, or Steve Avery, there's the number to call. A lot of excitement around the ballpark. Braves have a lot of good opponents coming to town over the final 6 weeks, and we hope you'll join us here at Turner Field. Double play ball. There's one. And there's two. 4 double plays tonight. Turned in by the Atlanta defense. One of your keys, ground balls from Hudson. He's racking them up aplenty.
Ground ball dominance. You give up a lot of hits, and when you get a lot of ground balls and that turn into double plays, it sure shortens your inning and shortens your pitch count. He's got it working. Made a couple of mistakes back in the 3rd inning. Left a couple of pitches up. But he's been Tim Hudson, as Tim Hudson's been pitching over the last 5 starts.
Willie Harris, I beg your pardon, drives one to right. And Hudson has an easy 7th inning of play.
Verizon. Up to 75% of the electricity used to power home electronics is consumed while they're turned off. You can't hear this, but Winston can.
It's the same with phantom energy loss. You can't hear your TV or computer using electricity when it's off, but dogs can. That's why they chase their tails. They can hear all that energy being lost. It drives them crazy.
Unplug them, or use a power strip to turn them off. It'll save energy and money, and it'll make your dog a lot happier. Go get it!
Sniff out up to 30% savings at GeorgiaPower.com.
We speak value. And people like what we're saying about how Fusion is projected to hold its resale value better than Camry and has better quality than Accord. As a matter of fact, people like what we're saying so much, Ford Fusion is now the 2010 Motor Trend Car of the Year. The Fusion from Ford. Get in and drive one.
He's considered by many as one of college football's premier coaches, and Steve Spurrier sits down with us and talks about his love for the game in his own words. In my own words, Steve Spurrier premieres Friday at 5 here on Sports South.
2-2 tie, bottom of the 7th. Here's our Xfinity X Factor. Braves from the 6th inning on, an 83 run differential against their opponents. 286 average with runners in scoring positions, and all of those lead the National League in those categories. Easy for me to say. They've been a tremendous ball club from the 6th inning on.
Well, Melky Cabrera starts it off. Gonzalez and Keel, then the pitcher's spot in what has been a very busy baseball night in Atlanta. If you're just joining us and didn't hear the news, the Braves earlier today acquired Derek Lee from the Chicago Cubs for 3 minor league pitching prospects. Derek will join the Braves when we get to Chicago on Friday afternoon. Chris Medlin had successful Tommy John surgery today on his right elbow, so he'll begin his rehab process. And Troy Gloss was placed on the 15-day disabled list and is going to go down to Gwinnett and play third base for the AAA club.
As soon as his knees are feeling better. Brendan Hicks, the human yo-yo, back up. from Gwinnett.
And the other story, of course, is the divisional race. The Braves leading the Phillies by 2.5 games. And the Phillies are playing the Giants tonight. That game also is in the 7th inning. A high fly ball to right is playable for Morse. Melky just missed a 3-1 pitch. And there's your first out. We also were pleased to be joined by Frank Wren earlier tonight. He talked about the Derek Lee trade with us and with the media before tonight's game.
We felt like with the loss of Chipper that we really needed to improve the middle of our lineup. We needed to have, one big guy to sit in the middle of that lineup to give Bobby the ability to build off of when he created a lineup each night. And Derek Lee was the best guy out there available.
Alex Gonzalez bats and hammers the first pitch into left. Funny how the game works, isn't it? 4 for 43 against Hernandez lifetime. A blooper and now a bullet. Makes him 2 for 3 in the game.
2 hits tonight. Levant has 2 complete games. One was the second game of the season, and it was a shutout against Milwaukee, a 4-hitter. And just 4 starts ago, make it 5 starts ago, against Cincinnati. 9 innings against that good hitting club and only gave up 1 run.
Rick Ankiel bats. He's played catch with Adam Dunn twice.
In his 8 losses, and Levant is 8-8, but in his 8 losses he's received 5 total runs of support in those 8 losses.
He and Tommy Hansen ought to talk about it. Off the glove of Kennedy, and Gonzalez hangs on at second. That'll be a hit.
They had that defensed perfectly. They expected Ankiel to try to pull the ball. They had the hole plugged up, but I think Kennedy tried to do a little too much here, Chip. He was thinking double play and was ready to, and he went down to the ground to stop his momentum so he could throw back to second, but in the process of doing that, he didn't get full extension on his arm to glove it. Maybe he got just a tad greedy there. That'll help Atlanta if they can come up with another hit.
Bobby Cox will go to the bench, and he'll bring on the sniper, Brooks Conrad. Those are his pinch hit numbers. As you know, all of Brooks's home runs have come right around this time of the ball game in the latter 3 innings. Sean Burnett loosening for the Nationals. Johnny Venters for the Braves now. 90 pitches for Hudson in his 7 innings of work. And a generous corner has Conrad behind in the count.
Made a pitch to him like he's been making pitches to Brian McCann all night. Just trying to let the ball die down and away. You're just not going to see any change in emotion on Levant. He's been through the wars too many times. Even in the inning when the Braves got the 2 runs and you'd thrown 8 straight balls to walk a couple of guys and load the bases, still business as usual for him.
And frankly, he should still have the lead if Kennedy and Morse had gotten mixed up in the outfield in that inning.
Well, now let's see what kind of adjustment Brooks makes, because he threw a strike to the outside corner, and after a ball threw a great changeup that Brooks was way out in front on, but Brooks has got to think up the middle or the other way.
Pop fly.
Trouble.
That's trouble. That might drop. It will drop. And all hands are safe.
He was thinking up the middle or the other way, Chip, and they busted him in, and he fought it off. Broke his bat, but got a base hit in the process. Look how far inside Pudge was set up. The ball actually tailed back over to the inside part of the plate a little bit. Gave him a chance to put the barrel on it, but still broke his bat.
Look at Levon.
He knew it wasn't hit well. He was trying to help his outfielders out who saw Brooks take a full cut.
So they're loaded for Omar Infante in a 2-2 game.
Tough out in this spot for Omar, among the league leaders. And if you're Bobby Cox, you just took your ace out of the ball game, pinch hit for him. You'd love to take the lead as a result.
Line drive back to the mound, and Hernandez saved a run, at least for the moment. Wow, one big play for the second out.
Quick reactions. He may not look like the most nimble of athletes, but he's quick. Foxmo shows you just how quick, thanks to his good delivery and squaring up, able to defend himself and make the play.
So the crowd on its feet with the bases loaded, 2 outs, and Jason Hayward up in a spot where he has thrived this year.
And 5 for 13 with the bases loaded and 10 RBIs.
Jason didn't think so and is behind in the count. Well, you got a couple of graybeards working as the battery for the Nationals. Levon, you mentioned all the things he's been through. Pudge Rodriguez going to the Hall of Fame when his playing days are over.
Levon called that meeting. He had an idea and a purpose for what he wanted to do here. 3 straight pitches inside. They got the call on the first one, and it was a borderline call. Missed badly with the second. That one was close, but they're trying to keep Jason from extending his arms.
High fly to right, but he didn't get it. And the Braves load the bases and cannot break through in their half of the 7th inning. 3 singles, 3 runners left, and we go to the 8th now. Still tied 2-2.
See this? Nobody else has what this paint's got, and that's a #1 rating. It's a paint and primer in one, so it goes on bold and looks even better. It means getting more done in half the time, and it means the shade you see on that swatch ends up on that wall and is as durable as it is colorful. You know where to find it. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Try it for yourself. Get your own 8-ounce sample of the #1 rated Behr paint, now just $2.94.
We are packed stadiums. We are dedication, pride, rivalries.
We are Florida Gators.
LSU, Vanderbilt Commodores. We are the Kentucky Wildcats.
Alabama.
South Carolina Gamecocks. We are Georgia, Arkansas, the Ole Miss Rebels. We are Tennessee Volunteers, Mississippi State Bulldogs. We are Auburn, War Eagles. We are the SEC.
We are the 4th. We are so.
Welcome to the show!
This summer belongs to the Braves.
What a play!
And there's nothing that can slow them down. Sports South is on the air.
Unbelievable.
Online.
FoxSportsSouth.com.
And all over the most exciting team in baseball.
There's a buzz around the ball club I haven't felt here in the last 4 or 5 years.
Your Braves, any way you want them. Right here on Sports South.
The Braves are gonna win it!
This is our team. The National Series continues tomorrow at 1 here on Sports South.
Well, this one looks to be a battle of the bullpens the rest of the way as we're tied 2-2 after 7. And if that's the case, gotta like the Braves' chances as we take a look at our Haynes comfort zone.
Again, those 13 home games have been awesome. Have not allowed more than 3 earned runs in any of them.
And the hard-throwing youngster out of the pen from the left side is Johnny Venters, and he's in his 56th game.
Worked in 2 games against the Dodgers. Gave up 3 runs, only 1 was earned.
And he is our first AT&T call to the bullpen. He'll face pinch hitter Justin Maxwell. So Braves got Levon out of the game. And a missed butt attempt has Maxwell behind in the count. Maxwell started in center field last night and went 0 for 4 for the Nationals. He's hitting .107 for the season.
Good sinker. Nationals are 20-41 on the road after the loss last night. Good quick work of him. But they are in 1-run games on the road. They're 3-14.
Yeah, 14 1-run road losses. One out for Bernardina. Good news is the Washington club's in a lot more games than they were a year ago. Bad news is they haven't yet been able to get over the hump away from Nationals Park. A roller right side in between Hop. Hinske slides to the bag in time. Close play, but he got his man.
Really nice play by Eric, especially with the way Bernardina can get down the line. He actually beat Venters to the bag. But Eric had to hustle and slide to beat Bernardina. Well done by Hinske.
Phillies still lead their game over the Giants 5-2. Here it's 2-2 with 2 outs in the 8th. Up the middle. Omar. Oh, what a play! But Hinske couldn't hold the bag.
Wow.
What a quick release.
Eric just needed to be a little bit taller. And this is an out. What a quick release by Omar, but the throw's high, and you can see Eric had to leave the bag to go up and get it. What a terrific play by Infante. First of all, I didn't even think he was going to get to the ball let alone make a play on it.
So Desmond has a hit. Now the Braves have to face Zimmerman with a man aboard and 2 outs. And Ryan already 2 for 3 in the game.
Two hits for Zimmerman, as you said, Chip, and the out he made was a line shot to center. Came in a hot hitter, but got handled last night, which made Miner's effort all the more impressive. Got a pitch up and in. He got around on that one. Yanked it to left. That was the second run of the inning back in the third.
Dangerous pitch.
Talked about him before because the Braves and the Nationals meet so many times, you get used to their idiosyncrasies, but this guy's got a lot of moving parts. Bat waggle, high leg kick on his front foot. But he gets the foot down in time and his hands get back to a more normal hitting position by the time that happens. Pretty good pitch.
Long walk around the dish for Zimmerman as the count runs full. Desmond will lead from first and be off with the pitch.
And he's fast.
Tipped and caught. And Zimmerman fires the bat and the helmet, and he's thrown out of the game. That's 2 games in a row that a National has been thrown out for firing the helmet and the bat, and Jim Riggleman is incensed.
I don't blame him. How's Scott Berry to know that Ryan Zimmerman wasn't mad at himself for striking out? I know he walked on the ball 3, but that was a little early for me on that umpire ejection.
With standard leather, Bluetooth, moonroof, and a 360-watt sound system, the Acura TSX stands up quite well to the competition. And when you consider it gets up to 30 highway miles to the gallon, you begin to see why the TSX is literally miles ahead. The Acura TSX. Discover it in a test drive.
For attractive summer lease rates on the 2010 Acura TSX, visit your local dealer today.
Sundays are clutch.
Swing and a drive. Braves win it!
Sundays are heroics.
Whoa! Got this man.
Sundays are Braves. For Sunday Braves on Fox Sports South.
Oh, did he unload?
Presented by your Greater Atlanta Hyundai dealers. Make it a Hyundai Sunday. Every week on Fox Sports South. Go to NobodyBeatsHyundai.com to find a dealer near you.
Hi everybody, I'm Jay Glazer. Join me on my training camp party. Come party with me on the road. Follow me as I travel coast to coast on my annual tour of NFL camps as teams prepare for the upcoming 2010 season. Joining me along the trip will be some of the league's premier players and NFL head coaches.
Check out FoxSportsSouth.com for all the latest from Falcons camp and exclusive commentary from Jay Glazer.
It's my party and you're invited.
SEC Gridiron Live returns September 1st at 10 Eastern on Fox Sports South.
Some fireworks in between innings in Atlanta as Ryan Zimmerman struck out, was thrown out, and just a moment ago his skipper ejected as well. And here's the sequence.
Zimmerman thought on a 3-1 pitch that he had walked. Had a strike call. This was the strike call. Fox Track showed us it was a strike, and it was a good pitch. Zimmerman was upset, and then he strikes out on the foul tip. Now, umpires a lot of times will fine a player for throwing their equipment, in that case right there. But Scott Berry ejected him for throwing the bat down and the helmet. And Zimmerman, whatever he said, had his back to Berry, and he'd already been thrown out before he even said anything. And then Jim Riggleman out to defend his player, and for the longest time had his say. And just before we came back from the break, he was tossed.
And what has Riggleman so upset is this is twice in a row that one of his star players has gotten tossed out of the game. Last night it was Pudge Rodriguez ejected in the first inning. So Ryan Zimmerman is done. And Martin Prado will lead off the 8th against left-hander Sean Burnett.
Braves would much rather see Alberto Gonzalez standing there than Ryan Zimmerman. With all due respect to Alberto VO5. I just, I know that he took a long walk on the 3-1 pitch, thought he missed it. It didn't appear that he said anything to Scott Berry before he got back in the box.
And even if he did, there's only a couple of people that know.
Well, but it's just that it wasn't like he did anything other than start walking to first base and then have a long walk back. Okay, so when he throws his equipment, fine him, write him up. That happens a lot. He's got his head down. Didn't appear that he said anything to him, just kept walking, regrouped. Umpire with his hands on his hips. That's just unnecessary on the part of the home plate umpire. Completely unnecessary.
But it is a break for the Braves. One of the game's best young players is out of the game in a tie game.
Not to mention a terrific defensive player. We'll see if that comes into play.
And Burnett promptly comes in and walks the first man he sees in tonight's ball game. So 2-2 is our score. Our broadcast on Sports South presented in beautiful high definition by H.H. Gregg. Brian McCann and Eric Hinsky now up against the left-handed Nationals relief pitcher. McCann 1 for 7 against Sean in his career. That hit a double. And now Steve McCatty is on his way out.
This might be to buy time for Tyler Clippard, who's beginning to loosen up. But Braves have 2 left-handed hitters due up.
And time's running out. If you're interested in buying a pair of prorated season tickets, they're $6 each. And you'll have a chance to join us for postseason play. You'll also get an autographed baseball from one of the 3 you see on your screen. 404-577-9100 is the number to call. Jessica Wells from Athens, Georgia, just got a slide and sit green ball for her child. So Jessica, thank you for joining us. Hope you'll make your plans for the rest of August and September here at Turner Field.
Let's see if Burnett pitches Brian the same way Hernandez did. The answer is no. Brian didn't get anything inside all night from Levon. Burnett's been good this year for them, though, for the Nationals, in that he's got a career high in average strikeouts per 9 innings working, a career low in walks per 9 innings. that area has improved, even though he's walked the leadoff hitter here.
Burnett was the #1 pick of the Pirates 10 years ago. 16th choice overall that draft.
He's been in 6 games against the Braves, and he's only given up 1 run. A little hard to pick up if you're a left-handed hitter. Throws across his body and throws pretty hard. Sinker, slider, fastball in the low 90s.
This kid had a chance to play college ball at Miami, but signed with Pittsburgh. And a bad throw helps the Braves avoid a double play. Boy, that was a slow developing play up the middle.
They've done that a couple of times the last 2 nights where they know the hitter that is running, the batter runner, and they've really taken their time, figuring, well, it's McCann running, we got all day. And as a result, Desmond uncorks a wild throw. And Brandon Hicks, just off the interstate, comes in to pinch run.
Can't charge an error if you can't assume the double play, but as you mentioned earlier tonight, Joe, the Nationals not a good defensive team, and Desmond 27 errors at shortstop. So Hicks at first, 1 out for Hinske.
And again, the Nationals play with the second baseman way over in the hole to take that spot away from Hinske. Remember, Troy Gloss went on the disabled list today. They could use Martin Prado at first base if they wanted to make a change.
No swing. Zimmerman and Riggleman ejected for Washington. John McLaren now the acting manager. And he'll try to get the Nationals out of 8th inning trouble. Billy Wagner is up in the Braves pen if they can take the lead. There's John, managed in Seattle for many years, was Lou Pinella's right-hand man with the Mariners when Pinella managed the Seattle club.
There's a good sinker from Burnett on a 2-0 count to Eric's a good low fastball hitter, good low and in hitter.
Off his thumbs and behind the plate, it's playable. Hinske pops out, and now the inning up to Melky Cabrera. He's 1 for 3.
Well, it's obvious that David Ross will come in to catch in the 9th. So it's not like you would lose a player if Hicks tried to steal and was thrown out, but it might be worth a try. And one of the best throwing catchers in the history of the game back there, even at his advanced age, shall we say.
Ball 1, strike 1. Braves this year with 20 last at bat wins. They'll have a chance to add to that with a run here. How did he reach that ball?
I don't know, but Alex wished he hadn't. He wished he'd put it in play instead of scaring Alex half to death. That's a foot outside and a one hopper that just missed Gonzalez. Who is a little bit wide of the on deck circle.
And they went out there again, and Cabrera is down on strikes. We head to the 9th inning, and we're still tied.
Sir?
It's Xfinity from Comcast.
That's a lot of HD.
The HD war is over. Xfinity has 10 times more HD than satellite.
Verizon.
Like summer, it's here, but not forever. The Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event. Don't wait to enjoy legendary Lexus quality at equally legendary prices. Lease the 2010 RX 350 for $469 a month for 36 months with $29.39 due at signing. See your Lexus dealer.
The Atlanta Braves on Sports South are brought to you in part by Honda, by AT&T Uverse, by McDonald's, and by Georgia Power. Here's game summary tonight. Tim Hudson and Livan Hernandez both pitching excellent baseball. Did so again this evening. Martin Prado back off the DL, another multi-hit game. Ryan Zimmerman also a productive night, but ejected in the 8th.
And let's take a look at our Airtran home run leaders. Notable home runs tonight. Dan Uggla with his 28th for the Marlins. Adrian Gonzalez had an opposite field shot against the Cubs today. Burrell another homer against his old ball club. But Jimmy Rollins a big one for the Phillies off Matt Cain, a 3-run shot. They still lead in that ball game.
So in this tie game, Billy Wagner on for the 9th. 54 games now for Wags. And closing in on that all-time strikeout mark for left-handed relievers, as he's the second AT&T call to the bullpen tonight for Bobby Cox.
Phillies had 5 days off. 4+ today. Last appearance was the first game of the Dodgers series. Got a save.
David Ross in to catch. He'll bat 9th. Wagner batting in McCann's spot. Just missed again. 2-2.
Back-to-back pitches that were just off the plate at 97 and 96, and Dunn didn't offer either one of them.
One out.
Let's take a look at our Toyota Tacoma play of the game. And boy, it was a big one. Braves had loaded the bases up in the 7th inning, And Omar Infante hit a shot that was headed for center field, but gloved by Ivan Hernandez to rob Omar of a hit and the Braves of a go-ahead run.
And that's why we're still tied 2-2. And Pudge Rodriguez, the hitter. A single and 3 trips for the Nationals catcher. He's 206 hits away now from 3,000. But it's going to be tough for him to trim that by one the way Wags is pitching tonight. He's got big time heat.
1 for 5 in his career, 3 strikeouts. Biting that right in on his hands. Couldn't stop his swing.
Two strikeouts.
Got him to chase some sliders, and this one was in a beautiful spot, getting ahead in the count. Started it off making it look like a strike to the middle of the plate, and then it broke down and off the end of his bat. That helmet just won't fit, I don't think, Yvonne.
It's the helmet's fault, I think.
No, the hole's just too small. It wouldn't go in.
One for 2 night for Adam Kennedy. Down the left field line, but foul. Drew Storen's up in the Nationals pen. They see him in the bottom of the 9th.
Just off on his location on that one. He wanted to make the same pitch that he did make to Adam Dunn, but got it up a little bit. Might try it again.
Oh. Boy, his slider was as sharp as we've seen all year. Billy struck out the side swinging, and we head to the bottom of the 9th inning. Another chance for a last at bat win for the.
Come into LensCrafters now and get 50% off lenses, including bifocals, no lines, and prescription sun at our semi-annual lens event. But hurry in, because this lens sale won't be back till next year. 50% off lenses, another reason eyes love LensCrafters.
What do we have here?
So, you like what you see?
Absolutely.
Revealing enough for you?
Yeah. When did Coors Light get these new windows?
What?
Windows. Thank you.
Introducing the new Coors Light Cold Activation Window. Now you can see your beer is cold before you buy it.
It's a fire hazard.
Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
What would you do for a Klondike ice cream sandwich? That's right. We said sandwich.
What would you do for a Klondike bar?
Presenting the Cadillac Summer's Best sales event. A
fantastic opportunity to get a great offer on a new Cadillac CTS sports sedan, the most acclaimed vehicle in its class, and a Car and Driver 10 Best, third year in a row. Summer brings out the best in all of us, so now's the perfect time to get behind the wheel of a brand new Cadillac. Now during Cadillac Summer's Best Sales Event, get 0% APR financing for 72 months, or this attractive lease offer on a CTS sports sedan.
The Atlanta Braves on Sports South are brought to you in part by Academy Sports and Outdoors, by KFC, by AirTran Airways, and by Verizon. Well, let's win this thing already. Bottom of the ninth inning. Gonzalez and Keel and Ross coming up after Billy Wagner blew through the Nationals order in the top of the ninth inning. A two-hit night tonight for Alex.
Burnett did a good job after the leadoff walk in the 8th. But if he's only in the game waiting to pitch to Ankiel with Storen ready, we'll see if that works to the Nationals' benefit. Because you got to get through this guy first.
And Alex is a 20 home run man this year between Toronto and Atlanta. So he could end it with one swing. Two. Broken bat. Kennedy has been busy tonight. And there's your first out.
And with one out, now it's time for the Coors Light Cold Hard Blast. And there was nothing really cold about this, but there was awful blasty. A lot of sliders to Kennedy for the strikeout, but he struck out the side. Dunn, Rodriguez, and Kennedy. That's the Coors Light Cold Hard Blast.
So with 3 strikeouts, Billy Wagner now 2 away from tying Jesse Roscoe for the #1 relief strikeout total. And Billy 10 saves away from tying John Franco. Braves have 41 games left after tonight. If my math's right, no, 42 games after tonight. He's got a shot. Phillies did win tonight. They knocked off the Giants 8-2. Blanton beat Kane.
Giants are now 6 games back of the Padres, just like that.
And they've lost 16 of their last 20 in the Philadelphia ballpark. Now the Giants. But if the Braves win, no blood. More importantly, another day off the schedule.
And Keel's never had a hit off of Burnett. 0 for 5. Several guys on the team with some offers against Burnett, and he's having a good year.
No offer anymore.
No, sir.
Broken bat hit to right. Now it's a lefty-righty matchup unless John McLaren goes and gets Sean Burnett, which almost certainly will be the case.
Looks like he might. We'll wait and see. He hasn't made a move yet. And there it is. Good at bat by Rick Ankiel. Just to fight that one off and get on base.
So Burnett is taken down after an inning and a third. Winning run aboard for the Braves with 1 out in the 9th.
See you, buddy.
Pardon me. These vets must be here for the parade.
Would you look at that? Paying to have a designer's name all over your luggage. What is that?
Excuse me, sir. Whose name is on your duffel bag?
My name, Connor Bryant.
Now that's deserving a piece of the High Life. Miller High Life is saluting vets of Iraq and Afghanistan. Now for every bottle cap return, 10 cents will be donated to help give vets a piece of the High Life.
Here's a little test in something we like to call Toyotanomics. What's the common denominator of 31, 16, and the number 1? The Toyotanomics event. 31 days of amazing deals on 16 different Toyota models from the #1 selling brand in America. The Toyotanomics event. It's all our best thinking under one roof. Now lease a new 2010 Toyota Tundra Double Cab for $299 a month and get complimentary maintenance too.
Think Labor Day parties are just about firing up the grill? Well, the biggest Labor Day celebration in the USA is about firing up the engines and lighting up the night. Last year, we made history. This year, we make it a tradition. NASCAR Night Racing returns to Atlanta Motor Speedway Labor Day weekend, featuring a pre-race concert by Foreigner. Sunday tickets start at just $39. Kids under 12 free Saturday. Call 1-8779-AMS-TIX or go to atlantamotorspeedway.com.
2-2 is our score. And don't need glasses to know this has been a really entertaining game tonight.
There's something really odd about that swing by Rick Ankiel that our guys in the truck picked up on. And watch this. It looks like at the point of contact, he gets sawed off here. And then it's almost like the ball just barely came off the bat and then maybe got raked as he kept swinging and may have hit it again.
Can we give him 2 hits then?
I think he'll take 1. But I mean, that was the appearance on that replay, that the ball, you know, was hit so softly when it broke the bat that maybe it was just kind of hanging there and it got lifted into right field. Very odd.
So Tyler Clippard now is the second Nationals reliever in the game. And he'll face Braves catcher David Ross.
Guy's awfully hard to pick up. Got those goggles on that make you wonder if he can even see home plate. And these elbows and kneecaps. And handcuffed Adam Dunn.
Clippard's born in Lexington, Kentucky.
Their bullpen has been good. Coming into the game tonight, their overall staff ERA was 11th best in the league. Starters were 13th, but the bullpen 4th. And they also have the second most innings pitched out of their bullpen.
Remember, they traded Matt Capps, who was their closer, traded him to the Twins. I can't remember what Clippard's record was early in the year, but he rattled off a ton of wins in a row out of the bullpen.
Yeah, he was leading the league in wins.
And then hit a rough patch or two. But he's been very good setting up Drew Storen, their young closer. And now a 1-0 count to Ross.
Rick's barely off the bag, but keeps drawing throws.
And Gretchen tells us Clippard was 7-1 through the middle of May.
That's amazing, and he's won 9 games total now. He's been in 4 games against Atlanta this year. Has a win, one of those 7 early on. 5 2/3 innings, no runs allowed.
Falling behind Ross, 2-0. Nationals outfield very deep in left and center, trying to cut off a double with the speed of Van Keel. That could be key.
Good patience by David.
Toyota Tundra, hardest working players. The Braves ball club, 20 last at bat wins, 13 different players with game-winning hits. David Ross has 3 of them.
And he's got a 3-0 count. See if he gets a green light. He's been swinging it good. Definitely swinging now, 3-1. Last pitch 93 from Clippard.
Two on, 1 out in the top of the order.
Tell you, David Ross had some good at-bats in recent days, not to mention the walk he drew the other night against the Dodgers that forced in a run when he was behind in the count and laid off some tough pitches and refused to swing at that 3-1 slider.
I wonder if Clippard paid so much attention to Rick Ankiel that he lost David Ross in that sequence.
Well, he could have, and what you're hoping happens in those sequences when they're throwing over so much is that they all of a sudden get in a hurry to go to the plate and make a mistake. That will change here because he won't be trying to hold a runner at first. He'll just be giving a look out at second. But another chance for Omar, who was robbed with an RBI chance back in the 7th.
A bases loaded line drive speared by Livan Hernandez. Braves, as you know, have been a very patient ball club at the plate. Let's see if that pays dividends. It did for Ross.
See, this goes back to something we've talked about a lot, Chip, and what Chipper was alluding to when he was with us earlier tonight, and that is it's a team full of baseball players, and they're guys that go up there and give you tough at bats. They're not over anxious on most occasions when they've got a chance to do some damage, and in this case win a ball game. They're going to make you throw them a strike. Outfield has to shorten up now. They can't afford to play deep and prevent the double. They've got to come in and play a little closer in case there is a base hit to cut off Ankiel from scoring. That was one of the rare times you'll see Omar try to ambush one, where he was trying to get something that he might turn on. And the pitch was a little up and away from him. Normally you'll see Omar drive that ball to right. That was one where he was just looking for something middle of the plate in, and he knows this guy throws hard, and he was just trying to get out on it quick.
Now he's got a 2-2 count. Two out. First strikeout for Clippard. Now Jason Hayward hits. And Jason is 0 for 4 tonight.
Good comeback by Clippard, and he got Omar to chase a bad one.
Like that percentage. Hayward 22 RBIs with 2 outs.
We've lost the only player on the team other than Jason that has a hit against him.
He has 52 RBIs in total. Ball one.
Playing him to pull. Kennedy swung over to his left. Some room up the middle for Jason. And they've been trying to live inside on him. And now he's got a hitter's count.
What did Chipper suggest? Look out or third and spit on anything inside.
Yep, that was his call. No, he didn't. And he didn't. Good call. 3-0 again. Green light. Got Martin on deck. I say cut it loose.
He did! Here comes Ankiel, and the Braves walk off again.
Sometimes you can be over anxious on those 3-0 counts and want to do too much. But he hit a rocket right back through the middle, just out of the reach of Desmond. And man, is it fun to win games like this. It just keeps happening. Here it is again. Ball game. Thing of beauty on a 3-0 count. Clippard pitched himself into a corner.
So Billy Wagner earns his 7th win. Sean Burnett his 7th loss. He's 0-7. And Jason Hayward with the game-winning hit is our Home Depot player of the game. 23 two-out RBIs for the kids this year. And with this victory, the Braves remain 2.5 games in front of the Phillies and have a chance to sweep the series and wrap up what could be a 6-1 homestand tomorrow afternoon. So once again, our final score: Atlanta 3, Washington 2. Coming up next, it's Braves Live. Jerome Jurinovich standing by with Jason Hayward to talk about his game-winning hit. We invite you to stay tuned for Braves Live coming up next.